Hey guys, I'm Jan Gustafsson. I'm in the middle of a Banter Blitz session on chess24. Easy format. I'll go to the play zone, I'll play whoever wants to play me, I'll comment on it, and hopefully I will win, and hopefully you guys will either learn something or be entertained. To give myself additional handicaps, I am wearing a tie, and I am trying to talk as much as I possibly can. Here we are in the play zone. We got a challenge by Melandri. Doesn't have a rating, which means he's never played. Let's see what he's up to. Says 1800, but I don't think he's played a game yet in our play zone, so this could mean anything. Could be a secret super grandmaster, could be a ranked beginner, could be someone who doesn't really want to play me and is not starting the game. We will find out shortly, because if he doesn't start the game, I'm going to have to find a new one. He has a bit of a tough profile pick there. Is that a nuclear bomb? I'm not quite sure what that is. Still, I haven't been playing all that much in the play zone. My rating is at a decent 25-62, but it's nowhere near the top spots where my friend Paco Vallejo is residing. Bit of a thorn in my side, but he is a pretty decent blitz player. Here we are. Melandri showed up, played d4. I'll play the move knight to f6. I alternate between this one and the move d5. This time around I'll go for e6, knight c3. I'll play the Nimzo Indian with bishop b4. Not my main opening. I'm not a huge specialist, but I've played it off on and off for quite a bit. I've played queen c2 a lot with white, so I do know a little something. C takes d, queen takes d5 is an interesting move. E takes d is as well. Knight f3, and I've always been a fan of this move queen to f5, which looks ridiculous, but it's a pretty decent idea introduced some point long time ago by Mr. Romanishin. He does take, which is not all that critical, leads to a slightly quiet ending. Well, at first sight it looks like white should be doing pretty much alright, and he is doing alright, but black has a very simple plan, going c6, knight d7, knight b6, occupying these squares. The light squares. This pawn on f5 helps to control the e4 square. I'll follow up with h6, bishop e6. This is pretty much the starting setup. And normally black has been doing pretty much fine in these endings, which is the reason why white recently has been trying queen to b3 or move 7, not exchanging. Goes rook fc1, which is fair enough, but I don't see anything too scary happening yet. I'll just go h6, making sure my bishop does not get annoyed on e6 by the move knight g5. And I'm reasonably happy with my position, even though I would not claim to have an advantage or anything yet. Knight d1, not quite sure what that's about. I thought the knight was doing quite alright on c3, not sure it's so much better on e3. Just keep putting my pieces on sensible squares. Now I want to follow up with knight to e4. Not that sure rook d8 was such a sensible square actually. Bishop a5 looks a bit unpleasant. It makes sense for me to go a5 myself, just to stop bishop a5 and maybe clamp down on the queen side with the move a4 if I feel like. And he kind of admits knight to e3 might not have been the best idea ever by going knight back to d1. Now it should be very comfortable, but he still has a compact structure, so nothing all that serious has happened yet. Bishop e1 is a sensible move. Not quite sure how to improve from here. I'll go bishop f6, which looks useful, but it's a bit of an empty move, I have to admit. b4, really? Could take that, or I could go a4. Not quite sure what is better. I think I'll go a4 just because it keeps more pieces and a bit more excitement on the board. Now I have to figure out where I want to put my pieces. Bishop b3 is a tempting move. Knight e5, I think I'll chop that off. General, no bigger fan of bishops than me, as we know, but I'm trying to operate on the light squares here. Don't really have an advantage still, even after all the liberties he took. He can go knight c3 now, and I don't really think I'm better, but I also don't think that I'm in trouble. He plays knight b2 instead. Does that threaten anything? Doesn't look like. I'll try to double rooks on the d file. Go rook d7, rook d8, next move, bishop a3, g6. Doesn't bother me all that much. Goes back to g2. He's taking quite some liberties moving his pieces back and forth, but so far I haven't really punished it all that much. He takes on e4, leading to opposite colored bishops. Still more than enough winning potential for me on the board, but I also still have not reached a serious advantage. My pieces are nice, He's covering all the entry squares for my rook on the d file. Goes rook, bishop c3, which is a sensible move. I'll go knight d5, try to improve this knight a bit, expecting him to go bishop d4 when I might jump to c7 from where it could go to b5 or e6. Instead he goes back. This guy really likes going back and forth. It's time to cash in on that rook e8. I think it wins a pawn for me. And I will take on e5. Pawn up now. Still, the job ain't done. But of course, pretty much all of this is talk, and I'm always trying to win on time, which I do have good chances because he's down to 30 seconds, and he just blundered a couple of pawns, so this game took a turn for the better for me. Now, if I don't do anything too stupid, I should win, but I might do something quite stupid. I think I'll play it very safe and cowardly by going rook d1, exchanging these rooks and trying to enter the rook ending. Of course, he is way down on time, and he says, lol, thanks. I'll say, thank you. Oh, what have I done now? The game disappeared. Help! What's going on? I'm winning. Let's go back to the game, quickly. Do something. Here we are. He took on d1, I'll take back. I even have time to chat a little bit. 47 seconds, let's not get too cocky. It's 2 extra pawns, so it should be winning. I have a lot of extra time too. The pawn ending should simplify my task. Pawn endings with 2 extra pawns tend to be a good thing. He's down to his last seconds, and there we go. I won on time. Proud achievement. Mr. Melandri played a good game. This ending we got is pretty solid for black. It's pretty solid for white too, as we saw. Not so easy to make progress, but I did manage to find a way in the end. Thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll meet you in the chess24 play zone. Bye bye.